Hey folks, as Jimmy Stewart says, fellow buddy YouTuber, it's new guitar day. And what better than with your morning coffee is a new guitar. I have to tell you that up until about a week ago I never thought I would ever buy this guitar. I had been looking at it last year, decided against it, but you know, I'm having a tremendous difficulty being able to acquire new guitars here in Canada in the budget range, because we have a severe lack of availability of different brands, unlike our friends south of the border in the United States that have many more options to choose from. So let's see what we've got. First of all, good. All right. With no further ado, let's cut 3 of the 4 tapes because the other one's not actually holding anything. And pull this out. Woo! That's a little piece of tape I'll have to get rid of. So this one comes with a strap. Oh, you know what? This looks pretty nice. Usually they're kind of like a fabric, very thin and cheap. This one is like a canvas material, woven canvas material. Feels durable. 10-foot cord, looks pretty nice. And the wrenches. And we have a gig bag. And for the big reveal, when you look inside, I want to keep you in a little bit more suspense. Careful of the knife. Oh, it's a Telecaster style guitar. In white. Another white. I think this is my 3rd white. The neck is nice, satin. We have a card. We have strings. Wrapped up. And we have a knob. Oh, that switch feels pretty good for a box type. And this is my first Tele with a modern style bridge on it. All my other ones are vintage spec. And of course, it is a Donner. It is a Donner Tele. Standard series. Of course, it comes with the gig bag. The gig bags have nice padded straps on the back. A woven fabric there. Big pocket on the front. These are about, they're less than a 1/2 inch, so they're probably like 3 millimeters. Or 3/8 of an inch? No, not 3/8 of an inch. Yeah, maybe about 3/8. Just under a 1/2 inch. They're decent bags. It has the protector on the bottom so that when you stand it up somewhere, the strap lock doesn't come through the fabric and eventually make a hole in it. It's good to have that there. Some bags do not have that, but these bags do. They're not the top of the line bags, but they will absolutely do for storing your guitar and protecting them. I have a couple of them now. So I see the saddles are at the top of their 10mm adjustments. Woo. And I need to find my glasses. I should have gotten them beforehand. Let's see what we've got. Okay, so oh yeah, you can see see how the strings are way up there. Yeah, what I call the sky high settings. Yeah, standard stuff. The standard Donner comes with this little card with chords and action with our basically throwaways. Let's see the tuners. Standard for Donner. Some of them have about a 1/16 to an 1/8 slack in them. A couple of the buttons may need to be tightened up. Standard plastic nut. The fretboard is very dark, very smooth. I'm not sure what it is. I'm going to see if I can find out. But the fretboard is very dark. It's like an ebony. So get you in the light. It's like an ebony or an Indian laurel or an amaranth, which I've had on a Harley Benton. Let's check the knobs. And those pots are smooth. As usual, they'll be the dime-sized pots. Now, this has the stamped type of saddle on them. I do not prefer these type of saddles at all because they allow the string to move across the top like that. Now this is the way they made them, but way back in the early days. Of course, we've learned better. I have acquired a replacement set of saddles that will not do this, and they'll be a roller set of saddles. The aesthetics, the build quality looks pretty good. The pocket is very nice on both sides. There's no cracks that I can see. The finish is very nice. Got the Donner branded plate there. The ferrules are all even and in very nicely. Standard jack plate. Strap buttons are tight. The satin on the back of the neck is very, very nice. The string trees, very sharp edges. Binding on the high E string on the edge, very, very sharp. These little stamped butterflies are definitely a replacement item on these guitars, unless you take them off and with a very small file the edges up so that they're smooth underneath there. Otherwise they get stamped and the burrs go down. When the burrs go down, that means that they grab your strings as you go through there for tuning, and that will cause tuning issues. And you might hear tick, 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 tick when that's happening. I prefer the round ones because then, of course, there's no issue. You can buy any level quality of the round ones and they pretty much will all work. So, this past QC, I'm really happy with the looks. It has the plastic plate underneath the back, which will protect the paint job. I'm presuming I will find all of the standard issues once I go inside. Typically they do not drill the holes in the body slightly larger or at the width of the screw threads, so that when you put the screw into your neck, it's not biting in the body, it's only biting in the neck, and is that way able to pull the neck nice and snug to the body. When the screws bite in the body, well, you don't get the same amount of pressure availability because the threads are actually biting in here as well. So you don't get as good a tight fit. You don't want them biting in the body. You just want them biting in the neck so that you can create the pressure between the two pieces. Right. So, if you've watched any of my other videos, you know that the next step is downstairs to the bench. Oh yes, everybody's interested in the frets. Wow. The fret ends are the best I've ever gotten. I can't find a sharp one at all along the edge. Whew! Way to go, Donner. Way to go, Donner. That is impressive. Off to the next step. Let's get this puppy out of the bag. Move that safely down there. Alright. The type of wood that's on the fingerboard is called Perilla, P-E-R-I-L-L-A. Apparently it's some kind of herbal tree, mint, grown in South Korea, Japan, and South China. That's what I found out, since I've never heard of that one either. Okay, glasses. First thing to do is going to be to check the relief on the neck before anything else. You know, it's looking pretty good right there. Let me get it tuned up. Let me get it tuned up to pitch, and that might put more pressure on the neck. Get in. That was a good positive click. Alright, let's see what we've got with the Corgi. Okay. Let's look at that truss rod again. It's looking pretty good. I think now that it's got some tension on there. That's the wrong one. It's very close to the 11 or 10 that I use. And of course, came right to the 12 and not the 11. I don't have a 10, so I usually go with 11, and if it touches, it's okay. Yeah, there's just a tiny bit more relief there than I normally would. I'm going to give it, let's see if I give it a tweak. See, get it? Can I get it? Can I get it? Yep, I'm trying to get it. There we go, we got it in. Alright. There's some tension there. Okay. How's that hole look? Looks pretty good. The hole's clean anyway. That's the other thing I noticed about this. The guitar is so clean. There's no buffing compound on the outside, and the fretboard is not crudified with it. The frets are a little bit gloomy, and they'll need a little touch-up of polishing. Of course, we're going to check for high ones. They're like mediums, but the fretboard is extremely clean compared to some of them I've gotten. Way to go, Donner. Alright, that's still in the range there. Okay, so what are we looking at as far as action? Is that ruler again? Okay, here we go. Ooh, it's so high, it's way above my tape. Four, five, six. Six on both sides. So we're going to do a little lowering now. I've got the action down here, relatively where I would normally want to have it to play. Nice low action. I haven't checked for any buzzing strings yet. The cut of the nut is fairly nice. So even though they're a little bit higher than I usually cut them, I'm not going to worry about intonation with these saddles because they're being replaced. So what I've done is basically action height, tuning, truss rod adjustment, and now we can go and see what it sounds like raw. Okay. Let's find that basic 65 Deluxe. And there we are. Let's just check open string tuning here. All good but one. Alright. So no pedal board, no overdrive, gain of 5 as usual. Bridge, full up. We're going to hear it together for the first time. It's chimey, quite a chimey bridge pickup. Truss rod is still a little bit too concave for me. Neck. Much warmer, as expected for these types of lipstick pickups. Okay, so this is the tone that I like normally for the bridge by itself. So the middle position on this is the sweet spot for me. Alright, let's see what she does with some drive. Yeah, she's still on that too high end for my ears. These are basically very low end ceramic pickups, but the bones of the guitar with the body and the neck and everything, the tuners are good. The jack feels really positive. So it looks like I'm going to have to do some work here. String trees and some strings and the like. So thanks for watching this part, and stay tuned for part 2. Catch you on the other side. I appreciate your support.